So if you've looked into Android Auto slash Carplay units for motorcycles, you know that there's a ton of stuff out there. All sorts of price ranges, especially if you go on AliExpress. There's just like hundreds of these things out there. I ended up going with this one. It's the Spedal 871. And took a bit of a chance here because I really couldn't find any reviews other than the crappy reviews that you see on AliExpress. And so I took a chance, just ordered this one. The price seemed right, seemed to have some of the features that I wanted. So we'll give it a shot. Anyway, so that's why I'm shooting this. Don't do this regularly. So just want to maybe help somebody else out there that's looking at the 871 unit. So the unit is pretty decently packaged. You can see here, it's a plastic unit. There is no sun visor like you see on the different units. But it looks pretty good. I mean, the build seems pretty decent. I like the fact that this actually has the metal inserts for the unit, but it is plastic. You know, it's got that fake carbon fiber there. I think this is all plastic. It's got the connector in the back. Other than that, nothing really significant to talk about. So I'll put over here. Weight-wise, it seems pretty good weight. Seems like a relatively good quality. And again, the package is decent. All right. Inside the box, obviously you're going to get the cables. Now this unit is a little bit different. It actually has 3 leads on it. So you have the B plus lead, you have the ACC lead, and then the white is the ground. And researching this basically, because the instruction manual does not really address this, but the way it works is the battery goes to voltage that's always on, right? So that's going to go straight into your battery. Ground obviously goes to ground. And then the red cable, the ACC, that actually goes to something that is switched with the key, right? So you're not draining your battery. And just using ChatGPT to look at this, what they say is that the B signal, that's really to maintain the memory on the unit and things like that. And it's really a minor power drain. So it shouldn't drain your battery any more than the normal settings on your clock, on your digital dash or whatever it is that you have. So we'll see if that's true or not, but that's the way you're supposed to hook this up. Then this is the mount. Comes for whatever reason in this little nice case. I mean, it's a cheap case, but still, you know, it's interesting that it comes in there. They probably do that so it doesn't scratch the unit during transport. But it's metal, and I think that was one of the things that I was looking at. I wanted something that was a little bit more substantial. I had heard some mixed reviews about the plastic units, so I decided to go ahead and give this one a chance. There is no like specific locking nut like some units that I hear don't work so well. This one just has an Allen wrench in there, so for you to adjust the position. But again, at least it's metal. I'll measure this a little bit later. I hear it's not the same size as what we have on a RAM mount, if you already have one of those. But I'll let you know once I get into this a little bit more. And only other thing is some really crappy tools in there, as usually happens with these things. So some nuts, some screws, I guess, to mount the mount to the back of the unit, and the zip tie. That's all you get. Just a couple of things that I want to show off. First of all, we have the model number right there, CL-871. Also notice that at the bottom of the unit, there is a slot for a micro SD card. I did open this up, and there is no micro SD card in there. Not sure exactly what you'd use that for, but still, it's there. And I also wanted to compare the mount. So this is the mount. I took it apart, and you can see here the ball head. It's got a little bit of feels a little bit, lightweight, but it's got this rubber around it. If I measure it, it's about a 20 millimeter. If you take away, that little, the rubber gasket in there, it's probably a 20 millimeter ball, 21 millimeter. And so that's the standard size. And then just for comparison, I brought an authentic RAM mount here from a little iPad holder for an airplane. And if I look at this one, you can see there's 23.7, 23 and a half maybe, if I press it, yeah. about 22.5. So it's a little bit smaller than a standard RAM mount, but I think it should work okay. So here's the clip from a regular RAM mount, and that seems to grab pretty good in there. So I think it's gonna work just fine. If you don't want to use their unit, you can always use the authentic RAM mount. I'm a super impatient kind of guy, so I just went ahead and kind of jury-rigged this with a 12-volt power supply just to take a look at it. It's too cold outside to actually install it on the bike right now. So we'll go there. There we have it. Screen looks pretty decent. Not super bright, to be honest with you. But looks okay. Looks like it's going to be pretty viewable from the bike. Let's see how it works during the daylight. Battery settings. One of the things that made me choose this unit is just the fact that it's supposed to have auto adjusting on the brightness. Just saw the brightness low there. Okay, that makes it look better. But we'll have to test that obviously when we get on the bike. All right, got an option to turn the screen off. I have no idea. Oh, and then you just press and hold to bring it back. You have your tire pressure monitor system right there. I think there's a way to disable that. We'll figure it out eventually. But otherwise, seems to be working. So once I get it installed, take it for a ride, I'll come back and give you a look and see how that looks. Okay, so I've been running the unit for about a little while now, but about 1,000 miles on the bike. Got it mounted here on my KLR, so obviously a lot of vibration, and the unit's holding up pretty good. But the only issue that I'm having is with the mount. So one of the things that I liked about this model was that it comes with a metal mount, so that's kind of cool as compared to some of the plastic mounts that I was seeing in other models. But what I've noticed is that the ball head here, you can see how it wobbles. It's not loose here on the bracket. It's actually the ball head that's loose all the way down here on the collet. So it's kind of hard to see that, but the whole thing moves when I spin it around. And so again, it's on a KLR, so a lot of vibration. Most of those 1,000 miles that I've done have been off-road. Nothing too intense, but still probably taking this toll. So that's the only thing that I'm not exactly happy about. And I've tried to open it up. There is a little screw there at the top, but there is no way to tighten this. It seems to be riveted in, and I have not been able to figure out a way to tighten it. So I'm thinking about just putting some JB weld around the base here. So maybe that'll hold up, but we'll see how that goes. As far as the screen indeed does change brightness when it gets dark outside. But one complaint that I have is that the change is not enough so that you can ride, let's say at night, in the same setting. I have to go in there and manually turn it off, or at least lower the brightness setting, which is fine, except that the other thing is during the day, while the screen is bright and legible, and if there's not a lot of sun outside, if it is a bright day, it's kind of hard to see. You can follow it, but it's not very clear. You're certainly not going to read street names or anything like that on the navigation. And if you're using sunglasses or a tinted visor, then yeah, it's just not working that well. Still, for the price, a pretty good unit. Happy with what I've got with what it is, working pretty well. Just wish the screen was a little brighter during the day, and that it was a little bit more adaptive to the light outside. And again, in this little issue with the ball mount here, but again, for 50, 60 bucks, whatever this unit costs, it's kind of hard to complain. Oh yeah, one more thing. One thing that's interesting, if you have some comms on your helmet, it's and this is more of an Android Auto issue than the unit itself, but just know that you cannot use the like your voice commands on your headset when it's coming through the Android Auto. And if you think about it, on the regular car, the head unit on your car is hooked up through a wire to the microphone, right? So it's almost like Android Auto expects there to be a microphone wired to the unit itself. And obviously, we don't have this in this case. And so while you can listen to the messages that are coming in and hear your turn by turn and things like that just fine, you cannot reply or you cannot issue voice commands to Android Auto through the Bluetooth, which is kind of annoying. Again, not a fault of the unit itself, most likely an issue with Android Auto. So that being said, relatively happy with the unit, glad I got it. But we'll likely be looking for a different solution here in the near future. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Hope this is helpful, and stay safe out there.